your early childhood in post-war England, how did it influence the Hollies and Crosby, Stills, and Nash? Did it play any role in the music?
It played a great role. After World War II, 15-year-old kids had nothing to do. I mean, my idea of fun was to go into bombed-out houses and try and find stuff that people had left there, you know, because what happened is that Manchester and Liverpool, and especially the Manchester Ship Canal that came in, supplied all the goods and services. So, of course, the enemy wanted to destroy those two towns so that the north of England would starve to death. My first memory was of my mother pulling what we call the blackout curtains across the window so no light would escape, so none of the enemy pilots could see where the houses were. So we discovered at a very early age a form of music called skiffle. A man named Lonnie Donegan, who was very famous in England, had come to America and learned all these great folk songs, took them back to England and played them his way. And the thing that happened with skiffle is that if you had a cheap acoustic guitar, everybody's grandmother had a washboard because that's how they did their washing at that point. And you could put thimbles on your fingers and they would be they'd be the drums, right? And you'd get a tea chest with a broom and a piece of string to boom, 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 boom. So all of a sudden you can have a band, and all of a sudden we had something to do other than kick a ball around, right? So when you take that and you listen to the American Top 40 that came in from Radio Luxembourg in Europe, when the weather was cooperating, the radio signal could make it to England, and it would be kind of faint and it would fade in and out and there'd be static, but you could hear American Top 40. So I first heard the Everly Brothers and Elvis and Buddy Holly and Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis. I was gone from that moment. I'd known since I was 13 years old what I wanted to do. When I was supposed to be doing my lessons at school, not me, I'm drawing stage setups, I'm drawing drum kits, I'm drawing guitars, and I'm practicing my autograph. I kid you not. But you see, I think that's one of the ways that you pull yourself towards your dream. I mean, if I'm dreaming about being a rock star, don't I need a great autograph? So anyway, that's how I started. And once I'd heard American rock and roll, I was gone. And this is what happened. In the north of England, it's probably the same all over the world. You were supposed to do what your father did and your grandfather. And if going down the mine or going into the mill was good enough for your dad and your grandfather, well, it's good enough for you. But my mother and father never let me fall for that bullshit. She never let me fall for that. I had a passion for music that she understood, and she encouraged me